What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Colbert Tech Repair. We get everything tech, news, gaming, and nerd related. And this week we are going to be going over AMD exclusive technologies. And today we are going to start with HSA. Now, what is HSA? Well, HSA stands for Heterogeneous System Architecture. So the computing industry is approaching a formidable obstacle course where anyone wishing to drive advances in computing technology must carefully negotiate several key trade-offs. First, reducing power consumption is increasingly critical across all segments of computing, and consumers want improved battery life, size, and weight for the laptops, their tablets, and their smartphones, and likewise, data center power demands and cooling costs continue to rise. At the same time, we demand constantly improving performance to enable compelling new user experiences. We want to access our devices through more natural interfaces, such as speech and gestures. We want devices to manage ever-expanding volumes of data, such as home movies, pictures, and using the cloud. Now, to deliver these new user experiences, programmer productivity is another essential element that must be delivered. It must be easy for software developers to tap into new capabilities by using familiar, powerful programming models. And finally, it is increasingly important that software be supported across a broad spectrum of devices. Developers cannot sustain today's trend of rewriting code for an ever-expanding number of different platforms. So to navigate this complex set of requirements, the computer industry needs a different approach and a more efficient approach to computer architecture. We need an approach that promises to deliver improvement across all four of these vectors: performance, power, programmability, and portability. And that introduces HSA. Now, since the earliest days, computers have contained CPUs, which are designed to run general programming tasks very well. But in the last couple of decades, mainstream computer systems typically include other processing elements as well, the most prevalent being the graphics processing unit, or GPU, originally designed to perform specialized graphics computations in parallel with the CPU, but over time, GPUs have become more powerful and more generalized, allowing them to be applied to general-purpose parallel computing tasks with excellent power efficiency. But current CPUs and GPUs have been designed as separate processing elements and do not work together efficiently and are cumbersome to program. Each has a separate memory space, requiring an application to explicitly copy data from the CPU to the GPU and back again. If a program running on the GPU wants to directly generate work items, either for itself or for the CPU, it is impossible today. HSA creates an improved processor design that exposes the benefits and capabilities of mainstream programmable compute elements and working together seamlessly. Now, to fully exploit the capabilities of parallel execution units, it is essential for computer system designers to think differently. The designers must re-architect computer systems to tightly integrate the disparate computer elements on a platform into an evolved central processor while providing a programming path that does not require fundamental changes for software developers. That is the primary goal of the new HSA design. Now, HSA creates an improved processor design that exposes the benefits and capabilities of mainstream programmable compute elements working together seamlessly. With HSA, applications can create data structures in a single unified address space and can initiate work items on the hardware most appropriate for a given task. Now, to see this in action, the HSA team at AMD analyzed the performance of HAR face detect, which is a commonly used multi-stage video analysis algorithm used to identify faces in a memory stream. And using HSA, they had a performance gain of 2.3 times the normal, and they had a reduced power level of 2.4 times. So this level of performance is not possible using only a multi-core GPU, only a GPU, or even a combined CPU and GPU with today's drivers. And more importantly, this is done using just simple extensions of the C++ programming software. An important key to the success of HSA is its ability to simplify the process of getting applications to run on the architecture. As seen in the past, it's not sufficient to ask application vendors to change their software to fit a new kind of hardware, because that leads to a niche market. Now, this is especially true proprietary platforms. To reach the mainstream, it must be easy for everyone to participate. The HSA approach is simple. Bring the hardware to the application programmer. HSA includes the hardware, interfaces, and common intermediate language and standard runtime components to do all the necessary work. This will provide a transparent path for millions of developers along with their existing code to directly benefit from using HSA. AMD is starting this process by delivering HSA-optimized programming tools for today's most widely available languages, OpenCL and C++ AMP. Now going forward, AMD along with further HSAF members will expand the set of developer tools to encompass many other languages across libraries, across multiple software domains and segments. So overall, what HSA does is it allows the CPU and the GPU to talk together and not receive any interference with each other and be able to offload tasks onto one another in simple terms. Alright guys, I know this was a very technical subject, but I hope you can learn from it and learn what HSA is. It's a very, very, very cool system that I can't wait to see implemented across all the programming languages and be used in more tasks on the computer. It will dramatically change the way things work and how much power they consume. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked, give it a like. If you didn't, feel free to give it a dislike. If you have any questions or comments about HSA, or want to learn more about any other AMD exclusive technologies, let me know down in the comment section right down below. You can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at TankleBear92, and you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/CobraTechRepair. See you guys next time.